Okay, so I thought it might be just easier to do this in a screencast instead of typing all out to communicate sort of more visual information about how I would change Amazon site. Um, as you can see, Amazon has they have a lot of services, just like Google. Like I said, they have a cloud player, they have MP3 store, they have your Kindle apps, your audio books. They have a lot of things going on. They provide a lot of services. What I would do is strip down the site. I know that they have to have advertising, and I'm assuming that that could run maybe along the bottom, but it would really strip it down to this core group of items. That's your sort of main functions. So we take those and make those sort of see, I don't like that. That's a personal thing, but I don't like that. I would make those sort of large, blocky, maybe about the size of this little image here, icons for each of those different areas and those different services, and then also one for accounts. Then you could go into those areas and utilize those services. Like I said in my typed portion of the post, there's going to be some crossover, just like with Google services. Let's have a look at the master menu concept that I was referring to. Is this little thing that you see with Google now? To get to all your apps, all of your Google services, it looks kind of like this. So I do like on the landing page a full menu like this, similar to, you can see Google does it with your most visited pages, or you also have the option of going to your apps, which I can't really get to right now because of the controls on the recorder are down there. But if you've used Google Chrome, you know you have that most visited pages and the search bar, or you have the apps function where you can see not just the standard Google services but also your Google apps. So for Amazon, what I would do is the standard Amazon services, just large icons across the screen, nice looking, clean, and then a search function, and obviously one for the account. And then you go into those and they have the more expanded, more content rich sites. But as you can see, you go to Amazon and it's a fantastic site. I do utilize Amazon. I do love it. I like a lot of their services. I love how convenient it is. I love the saving of addresses. But look at this site. It's just everywhere. If you come to a website where you find yourself like every time you're there, you don't even try to figure out what's going on. I mean, you glance around and, oh, hey, that's cool. But if you're trying to get something done, you just straight to the search just because it's simpler. Well, then obviously the site needs to be simplified because people aren't utilizing all of this jibber jabber anyway if they're just going to the search. We had that exact same problem at OTC, and I hate to really pick on the institution that I work for, but you can see we look a lot like Google now. If you view our full website though, there's a lot going on and there's a lot of duplication, there's a lot of overlapping. The campuses are all right here. You can also get to some of them in other places. You've got these things. The information is duplicated and some of it's kind of ambiguous to people who don't know exactly where we put things or how we list things. So what they did was simplify the site and just put the search bar, because they found by checking the page traffic that most users on the site were just hitting the search bar that's on the full site is up in the corner. So they decided, let's just make it, we have, the few little menus up here, and that's fine, and a few little doodads at the bottom, but primarily focus on what people are using. And honestly, I'd like to see OTC's website redesigned with those same sort of blocky type icons that really give you just the basic services, the different areas that you can kind of figure out as a user who might not be really familiar with the site. And even someone who's familiar with the site, I mean, I'm used Amazon for years before it was quite this cluttered, but I don't want to even have to bother with it. And if it comes to that, then you've got to ask, as a web designer, why are you putting stuff there that's not going to be utilized? If it's a why bother for your visitors, then it should be a why bother for you as a designer. So that's my spiel, and I hope that kind of explains how I would change Amazon.